Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough Stellar Jade? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Loot Bar. Loot Bar is the most reliable top-up platform. It saves up to 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and it provides an 5% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy pack for 3,000 Stellar Jades for $42, which otherwise would have costed $50, totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in less than 3 minutes. All recharge will be done through the official channel with miHoYo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yes, as patch 2.6 comes to a close, patch 2.7 is right around the corner. As we all know, this patch will bring two highly anticipated characters to the game, which is Sunday and Tingyun Vuke. As I mentioned in my previous video, Sunday and Tingyun Vuke are both pretty good characters, of course. It's no surprise that many fans are eagerly waiting for them, but besides Sunday and Tingyun Vuke, what else can we expect and get in patch 2.7 later? So without further ado, let's get into it. First, I've got some extra info about Sunday and Tingyun Vuke. Well, I know this isn't a huge update about their kit, but I think it's an interesting addition to the details for both of them. It's about the joining team interaction that Sunday and Tingyun Vuke have. We've heard some news from Sakura Haven that Sunday will interact with all members of Astral Express, Aventurine, Dr. Ratio, and Robin when he joins the team. Meanwhile, it looks like Tingyun Vuke will interact with Yukong, Ranmei, and Trailblazer. A while back, we talked about what might happen to Sunday, right? We thought he might join the Stellar Hunter or join the Astral Express crew. After seeing him visited by Jade in prison at the end of patch 2.3, we'll look at Sunday's joining team interaction. It seems like there's a good chance he will end up on the Astral Express crew. We also have confirmation of this from one of our sources, Donut, who shared an image showing an Astral Express ticket attached to Sunday's clothes. Given what we know about Tingyun Vuke being saved by Ranmei, their interaction wasn't a surprise. What I'm curious about is how they reacted and what they said to each other. Will Tingyun be very respectful of Ranmei considering that Ranmei is her savior? Or perhaps Tingyun's reaction is simply reserved because she is not entirely at ease around the scientist? We will have to wait for the patch 2.7 update to find out more about the relationship between Tingyun Vuke and Ranmei. But for now, let's just say that Tingyun and Miss Scientist Ranmei have a pretty good relationship. Anyway, there are two new achievements we can get if we use Tingyun Vuke and Sunday in battle against certain weekly bosses. The first achievement is called I Kill Myself, and it's awarded to players who win against Vantilia with Tingyun Vuke in their party. The second achievement is called Farewell 7-Day Weekend. You can get this one by winning against Sunday boss with Sunday in your party. The Astral Express crew travels between galaxies using a star train that, from the beginning of Honkai Star Rail's release until now, has only had 2 areas that you can enter. But don't worry, there will be a new area for us to access soon. That area is the party car. The main use for this area is as a cafeteria and bar, but it's also used for crew meetings on occasion. In this car, we will be meeting a new NPC, a robot bartender named Shush. Just to clarify, I'm not telling you to be quiet. This robot's name is Shush. As an interesting side note, Shush was originally going to be called Shut Up, but for various reasons, the HoYoverse team decided to change it to Shush. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the names Shut Up and Shush? Do you prefer one over the other? Please tell me in the comments down below. Anyway, you can buy food and drink items from Shush that have effects like restoring technique points, HP, and also provide energy and increase attack and defense. And there's also a new room on the Astral Express, the Trailblazer room, which we can access from inside the party car. As of this video, the beta test of the main character's room exploration is now available, and we can see how spacious our room is. It's evident that the room is still empty and a bit cluttered, with wooden boxes and metal shelves filling the space. But don't worry, in patch 2.7 we will be working on an event to tidy up and fill our room with furniture we need. Additionally, there's a small area in the corner of the carriage that's the pom-pom changing room. As you might guess from the name, this is where Pom-Pom changes his clothes. I bet you're wondering if Pom-Pom has a change of clothes, right? The answer is yes. He does. The shirt is a chef's uniform, and we will only get it from one of the patch 2.7 event later on. With this chef's uniform, Pom Pom also became the first character to get skins in the game. Really awesome, right? We've also heard that apart from the main character room and the Pom Pom changing room, we will get a room or maybe a new feature on the Astral train. This could be something like the Dusty Roster, which helps with task management for train operations, an arcade area called Super Multimedia Entertainment System 64, or even a bathtub, which serves as a place to bath Trailblazer. But this bathtub isn't just for bathing. When we use it, we will get various kinds of buffs that we can feel during the battle later. The buffs we are talking about include things like increased attack, increased damage from ultimate or follow-up attacks, or damage over time. By the way, in patch 2.7, we've got two new events that we can work on. The two events are the Cosmic Home Decor Guide and Between the Frames. The Cosmic Home Decor Guide event is a way for us to renovate and beautify our Trailblazer room, which is still empty and messy. In this event, we will need to raise funds to use for the renovation. We will get these funds by doing the tasks that have been provided. On top of that, we have to report back at the dinner meeting about how we did the task so we can get a blueprint of the decorations and furniture for our room. Once you've completed this event, you will be able to get the chef uniform for Pom Pom. Aside from this chef uniform, there are other rewards up we can get, including Stellar Jade, self-modeling resin, Tracks of Destiny, a new phone theme, and we can also claim a 4-star character consisting of Moza, Misha, Sueyi, and Lynx. Very nice, isn't it? And for the Between the Frames event, we did a photo shoot. Trailblazer and March 7th took part in the online photography exhibition, which hosted by Mr. Reka and the Sharmony Academy. Trailblazer and March 7th took pictures each day based on a shared theme to win the contest. The prizes for this event are Stellar Jade, Tracks of Destiny, and some materials to level up characters and light tone. Next up is an update on our favorite content, especially if it's not about updates to MOC, Pure Fiction, and Apocalyptic Shadow. I've heard that in the 2.7 patch, we won't need to work on MOC from floor 7 anymore and can go straight to floor 9. This will definitely help us finish our MOC more quickly. Then for Memory Turbulence in the upcoming MOC patch 2.7, it will call 2 Throwers at the beginning of each wave or cycle. When the Throwers are defeated, they can cause damage to elite enemies. On floor 12, we will be up against the Balance Sprite, Malefic 8, Decaying Shadow, and in the final wave, we will be taking on Svarog and another Decaying Shadow. In the second room, we will be up against the Automaton, Direwolf, and Disciple of Senses Medicus. Then in the last wave, we will take on Swarm through Sting. Next, let's talk about Pure Fiction. There's been a slight modification to Pure Fiction's mechanics, including the addition of grid mechanics. To get strong buffs for our characters, players must collect grid value by activating the available grid mechanics. On top of that, the non-boss enemies in this new version of Pure Fiction will always respawn. That way, we won't be stuck fighting the one-boss enemies on the battlefield. Since non-boss enemies keep showing up, we need to have another mechanics in place to keep Pure Fiction from becoming too difficult. The update from Hoyoverse is that the boss mechanic will lose HP by a certain percentage if we beat the non-boss enemies. So there are two ways we can damage the boss enemy. First, by attacking them directly, or by defeating the non-boss enemies around. Meanwhile, in Pure Fiction, the thing that triggers the collection of grid value is the use of skills. Each time a character in the party uses a skill, they will collect 5 points of grid value. When this grid is active, it has a lot of effects, but basically we will get a 4% increase in damage to the character's skill, ultimate, and speed, which can be stacked up to 10 times. On top of that, follow-up attack damage from all allies also gets a 40% boost. Will this be a sign that Jingyuan, one of the characters considered by most players to be a bad character, will get the spotlight? What do you think, guys? In this version of Pure Fiction, we will be facing enemies like Vagrant, Automaton, Trash Cans, Sable Claw Wolf Trooper, and so on. They will be closed by Jeopard and Abandoned Ebon Deer. The latest Apocalyptic Shadow buff is the same as in the previous version, increasing weakness break damage and follow-up attack damage by 20%. However, when the enemy is weakness broken, instead of getting full energy for the ultimate, all our allies will get an action forward. For the enemies that we will face in this new Apocalyptic Shadow are Cocolia along with Jeopard, and a bunch of Wonder Forest Benacademic Office staff, which consist of Blaze Nana Monkey Trick, Benacademic Office Sharmony Benenet Visor, and so on. Alright guys, I think that's all for now. How about it? Do you think the content in update 2.7 is good? Please feel free to comment down below. And don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, stay safe, healthy, and see you in the next video.